Now this right here is right next to the hydrant, so this is a sure tell sign that we have a problem at the base of this hydrant. So on the other hydrant, this is another hot nugget tip for you. If you put these hydrants in, even if you're on grid, you'll want to put a shutoff valve right before the hydrant. So that way if anything happens with the hydrant, you can shut off the flow to the water and then maintain water anywhere else you want, and then you can fix that when you need to. Also, one of you guys watching the videos left a comment, and you guys said that sometimes if you actually put this concrete in, they said that the concrete will expand and contract and it'll actually pull the hydrant up out of the ground. So thanks for that tip in the video comment section on a previous video.
How big a concrete pad you get?
That's a little one right there.
Yeah. Come on, he's back.
Well, the pipe goes pretty much just right out.
So where do you think it's broken at?
Either at the base here, it's got to be just right around in here.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, you got to get in there. So we got to be a little wide, I guess, just to work in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to dig out all around that or no?
I don't know.
We're just going to dig a hole.
I mean, probably just need to go like
Straight down and then kind of work to it.
Yeah, as wide as we can, I guess, because it's down there, you know.
Yeah, so it don't like.
We got to fit in our arms or something. It's 3 feet down at least.
Towards the edge of it, you know, break your way into it. It's easier if you just take off little pieces of it. Yeah, like that. If you start too far inside.
Yeah, just like anything.
Huh?
Just like splitting a log or whatever. Come on.
You're gonna get yourself hurt.
Come on here. Yeah, it could have heaved up in there. You know?
Yeah, could have.
Could have swelled up and kind of just pulled it up enough to pop it.
Yeah. Pull it right out of the ground.
and I had to shut the water off, and that was it. We've been hauling water. Yeah. We think right about to here we'll stop?
Yeah, I think so. I'll take off smaller bites if I was you.
We'll have to come up and crack it off, see?
Yeah. I do it.
You're right, Mr. Concrete Guy, Mr. Comment Concrete Guy. What happened was the water got underneath the concrete and heaved it up. So we only had frost down probably about, what do you say, 5-6 inches maybe?
5, 6.
Maybe tops. So you can see right here on the valve, the PVC just busted because it heaved this pipe up because of the frost, and it just busted the PVC down here. So right now we're going to be digging out around there. We're going to put a shutoff valve in, and we're also going to repair what's going on down here. So I'll give you guys a look of what we're looking at here. All right, so right there next to where his diggers are, you can see that's where the PVC pipe was. Let me try to zoom in for you. So you can see where the PVC pipe. Now you can see there's a lot of gravel in there. I put a lot of gravel around there. I mean, this ain't my first rodeo. I'm a pretty good learner. So I listened to what some of these boys were telling me around here when I actually did it. So I got that all good. So it's able to weep. It's doing all of its other stuff. But where I failed was the concrete around the hydrant. So some guys suggested maybe if you wanted to put concrete around the hydrant, you could sleeve it with some PVC, and maybe that would help. I don't know. I guess it'd be okay as long as it'd be able to slide up and down the pole. But for us, we're just going to leave it in dirt, and then everything will be fine. So.
Me, you know.
Oh, here it comes.
Get it all through already?
Oh yeah. How long is that going to take? Except the problem is now the water's just oozing out of there. There's a lot of water coming out of there. As you can see, that fitting pulled right off of there and broke right here, and all that was caused because of that concrete. $40 trip to the hardware store later, and we got it going on. So what we did was pretty cool. This part right here was busted off inside the actual fitting that we cut, that you guys just saw us cut. So we actually stuck a like a stake, like a concrete marker, like a like a piece of rebar, whatever you want to put in there. We stuck that in there to get a grip on it, because you can see it's torn right there. So if you would have just tried to spin this out, that would have tore off, and then it would have been stuck in there. So we stuck that in there, and it kind of kept it together. And then when we applied pressure on there, it was able to turn without ripping it totally off. Then this was the part right here that was inside of the piping, and what we did there was we were able to just use some channel locks. get it in there and then turn it, and then we are able to get that out. So far this is, you know, for what it is, it's going pretty smooth. So this might have been another mistake that I might have made, which I'll caution you guys against right now, was using the PVC or plastic nipple connector here. This time I'm going with brass. It does cost a little bit more, but it's going to be a lot more sturdy in the long run. So right now we're going to get this on, and then we're going to cut the pipe and then put the ball valve in and get everything put back together. So now the brass fitting is going to get some Teflon tape. Just remember that you always put your Teflon tape on backwards. So if you're tightening it into the right, you wrap your Teflon tape going around to the left. So that way when you turn it into the spot, it's not going to unwind your Teflon tape. You get all kinds of hot tips at our channel. This is the part we cut out of the ground, right? So it's going in there. We are just going to screw this in there, and then we'll give it a good tighten. And then what'll happen is we'll actually screw the hydrant right down onto there, and then we'll be back in business. We just want to get it good and tight, not over tight, right? Just good and tight, snug, almost hand tight really. And that Teflon will do its thing, and we'll be looking good. So we're going to get this part all glued up, and then we'll get it put in. Now we have the cleaner. So on the cleaner, pipe cleaner, you go on the outside, and then you go on the inside, and then you do the glue on the outside and the inside. And then you get your glue, and then you rub that all on the outside, and then you get it on the inside of your fitting here. Get it nice and liberal. It's the only time you like liberal. Alright, and then we're just going to join the two together. Now the thing with this stuff is you want to be pretty, make sure you're getting it right where you want it, because once it gets in there, it's game over. So I mean, that's pretty locked up, and then it's going to seal up pretty quick. We're just going to repeat the process on the next piece, so I don't really have to show you that, but when we're down in the hole, I'll show you guys how it all lines up. So we have the piece in there right now. We're all put back together. We have the ball valve there. We're going to put over we're going to take a 6-inch pipe and put that on there, and then put a cap on it. So that way if we ever need to shut it off, we can do that. If there's any more problems with the hydrant, I still ran my T-post alongside of it just because I like to have security so it's a little more stable. And then I'll get that fastened up a couple spots along there, which will make for niceness. And then we should be back in business. You can see that we have a sleeve over the ball valve now. Now I'm going to put some rock down there, so we'll make sure my weep hole is good, and then we'll start filling this thing in with dirt. And I think we got a relatively easy fix to a problem. Well, it's a muddy job, but somebody's got to do it. All right, so we have the pipe in, we have the hydrant back in, the pipe's in, we've got the ground all covered back up, we got everything in place. No water. All right, so we're back in business. We got water on the homestead. Now I got to take care of one more thing. You don't think I was going to leave this concrete pad around this hydrant, did you? Look at the water that's underneath there. All that would have needed to do is freeze up, and then it would have been a bummer deal. So it's not a foolish man who makes a mistake, it's a foolish man who makes the same mistake twice. Well, hopefully you guys got some tips from this video. So basically, the concrete did not transfer cold into the pipe and cause a problem. What the problem ended up being is that the water got underneath the concrete, it froze, and it heaved the concrete up, which in turn pulled the pipe right out of the connection. So, hope you guys got a good nugget on this one, because I know I did. Thanks for watching. You can always check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It was 50 degrees, now it's gonna get down to 11. So here we go. You can see behind me, the storms are coming in.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. You might want to check out these videos.
And if you want to become a homestead homie, click the picture of us below.
We will see you tomorrow.